Welcome to this print and delivery e-learning session. In this session, we are going to go to report action and to create internal message type. The out-of-the-box scenario does not include any create internal messages. It only includes save, print, and so on. But internal messages can be also created. And what is internal messages? Well, that is these messages up here that you can get for various different things in SAP. So this is called an internal message. And what you can use this for is, of course, that whenever something happens, you can notify someone else about that happening. So it could, for example, be that whenever we email this sales order, the manager would be notified. Or whatever setup you do and combine it with conditional actions and stuff. But let's go through what we can do. So let's create a report action and then hook it up to, for example, the email button that it creates the email and then sends the internal message. So message to manager. So the type is internal message, and here we can then choose which users we should send it to. In this case, it's just a list of all the users that are in Business One. And among them, of course, manager is here, which is the one I'm logged in with right now. And in my setup in general settings, I have set up that display inbox when new messages arrive so I can see them. If you wanted to be more advanced in where you send it, you have the advanced field down here. And in that case, you can actually go in and use dynamic syntax and SQL colon in order to send to a specific user, for example, the one who created the sales order. That could be possible. So if you know SQL and you can end up with a user code, manager, and so on, you can write it down here. But in our case, we'll just make it simple that it's a fixed user that needs to have something. Priority is simply just, is it high priority, low priority? It's this little, if there's an icon or not. So we'll just keep it normal, but we could have it low or high, or depending on what we want. So the subject, you decide, sales order, and then we can use the dynamic syntax. Let's say 8.0.0. So that is the number over here. If we look, and I need to turn on system information so we can see that. So it's just the 8.0.0. This writes that number, but we don't need it because it's not important here. Please check the correctness. All up to your setup. So subject and message, and subject is of course here. Message is whatever is down here. Internal link, that is if you want to have it linked just like these things are. So let's link it, and we link it to something called doc key of the document. But essentially just the ID of what it is. So if we wanted to, for some reason, link to C20,000, we could have written C20,000 or dynamic syntax and so on. And we can also attach the document as a PDF. Let's call it test and see what's going on. We can also go in and create an internal link. And if we do that, we can give the link a title, sales order. And then let's use the dynamic syntax again up here. And some description. It could be whatever you want. Finally, what we can do is we can attach the document itself as a PDF. Let's call it test.pdf and keep it this way. So let me add this and let's set it up. So we have now added, and on our sales order, which is our test here, we will go, wrong button. We'll go into print and delivery and add one more line to our sales order. So we want to use the same crystal report, but we also want to message to manager. I will update this and press the email button. So now it's creating the email, and now it's creating the internal message as well. And here comes our internal message. We can see it is here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So the sales order is there. Let's go back and see what we did. It was sent to manager. That was easy. It's normal, so there wasn't anything here. The dynamic sensors have been replaced, and the message is just here. The title is here, sales order this, and some description. And I can press here in order to see it. And as attachment, we have it out here. We can double click and see the PDF. So a very handy feature to do this if you want to have someone else be notified, not by email, but instead inside the system here. And that's everything there is to know about create internal message. Hope it was beneficial, and see you in the next one.